People trust Google. People also know that somewhere deep down that Google does not know their neighborhood properly.
AI is a moderator. AI is not answering anyway. Okay. So it's the human that answers. Two people working on similar ideas. So some succeed, some doesn't.
Which doctor in my neighborhood actually listens? Which restaurant is near the station? Good for the team lunch on Tuesday? And which mechanic in this specific part of the city is really honest?
The whole internet is going to change a lot. So it's not going to be what's till now. Somehow it was broken in the middle, and now people have realized that communities matters.
Before we get into today's episode, a quick word from the people who make this show possible. AIBB is brought to you by Aspire Ads, a B2B performance marketing agency helping brands in AI, SaaS, fintech, and cloud infrastructure grow with the precision and purpose. If your pipeline needs intelligence, not just impression, visit Aspire Ads and let's build something real together. Hi, this is Radhika, and I today's guest is very interesting. So let me begin about telling you about that host. So if you have any question, not a general question, a very specific one, like which doctor in my neighborhood actually listens, which restaurant is near the station, good for the team lunch on Tuesday, and which mechanic in this specific part of the city is really honest. You open Google, you get the results, and some of them are sponsored, but some of them are outdated. So most of them were written for everyone, like which means they were not written for anyone. So the that gap between the information which exists online and the knowledge that lives in your community, that is where today's guest decided to build something. Hi, I'm your host Radhika Bhama, and this is AI versus Business Builders, the podcast where we get into the minds of people building the intelligent products in the real world. And today's guest star is Siva Sankar, an AI engineer, a startup founder, and the mind behind the broadcast, a platform that might just change the way we discover what is right around us. Welcome to the show, Shiva. Hello.
Hey Radhika, hi. Thanks for having me. I think it's been a while after we met in Delhi Summit. I think I'm happy to be on the podcast. Thank you for having me.
Okay, great. So let us start at the beginning because I think your path to becoming something like to building something like broadcast is not a straight line. So
Yeah,
tell us who you are, what are your experiences, your observations, and what frustrations shape the way you think about the technology and the communities.
yeah. I think from beginning, when I was in school, I had this affinity towards technology. So I had my first um, like a notebook when I was in eighth. So I experimented it with a lot. Like I built apps. I was very fascinated by the idea where you could write something and you could be able to see an output. So that's where it started. And my journey, the specific journey into technology started when I was in my BTech. So I'm just figuring out what to do with my current situations, and then I stumbled upon technology courses. I did some courses. I felt it's fascinated me. Then I jumped in deep into the technology. I spent 1 year there understanding how things work. And then uh, I love building things. I love building systems where you could basically bring a value into the real world. So my journey started with a company called in a hiring itself. So it was very early when we wanted to automate the interviews using AI. It was the first impression into the AI I had, but I didn't go in deep into it at that time. So by the time I built things like I did around 130 POCs. Maybe sorry, I'll just correct the thing. Can I? Yeah. So I did around um, 15 to 20 POCs, uh, uh, different products. So these products right now are into the real world and they have become big products. Then there is always this thing within me where I love the uncertainty. So when it comes to building products, startups, everything is uncertain. So
Mm.
I love solving that. So that's why I went after startup after startup. And then finally, I felt like I should be starting something because I love building products, what goes into it, the research, uh, the experience talking to the customers, what they really want, and then bringing that to the real world in form of a product. That's always fascinated me. That's why my last startup was also a hiring platform. So I helped the build that product from 0 to 1. So I architected the whole AI uh, AI interview system. So where it adapts based on the user's answers, it will be able to answer things. Um, and then I felt like I was grokking around this idea about how AI can impact people. So then I started looking into ideas, started exploring them, experimenting with them. Then I found this specific uh, experience where I went to Bangalore. I was, I had been there for almost 10 to 20 times, but there are some specific places which I don't know, and I need a specific help with finding restaurants. So I was not able to find some good answers on the internet because uh, I had 1 to 2 experiences where I felt the reviews are so good and I went there, which I didn't like it. So
Yeah,
my
because some
I
of the
had
people buy reviews as well.
exactly. That's the reason. So I went there and I got disappointed. Maybe I felt like if someone which whom I know there could have helped me better in finding the better place to have a uh, dinner or a lunch. So then I started like, how could we build something around this where you could be able to connect people without you knowing them. So like I observe this, like when you see Instagram or WhatsApp, these are all closed groups, so where you has to know the person in person to get some information.
Hmm.
And I also felt like we always trusted people around us. Okay, so maybe I could build something around it, use AI for the moderation. Because if you go to Instagram, you see a lot of comments which are useless, like most of them are useless, which are not helpful. So I felt like we could solve something around it, provide information in a condensed form. Let's say 5 people um, provided comments or information on a particular question. So you could do a summarization and give it a quick look for the people to get the value out of it. So that's where I started. Then we built the initial POC. We went for some startup accelerators. So we luckily got credits from AWS and NVIDIA. Uh, so that helped us to build a product. And we have tested our market fit. I think we it is pretty good enough. We have market for this particular product. So we were expanding on different areas within this product. Maybe I gave a long intro. Sorry.
Lovely. So you have worked on AI systems. You have built an interviewing platform from the ground up.
Yeah.
So, but what I am curious about is the moment your thinking shifted from I'm building a product to I am solving a human problem. Was there any specific turning point, or it was just a thinking shift?
Like, I mean, I have seen AI helpful in a lot of ways. Okay, so it's not completely replaced what I do, but it helped me in different aspects. Like my productivity got increased.
Hmm.
My I think around the productivity, it has improved a lot. Like if you see last 2 to 3 years, I was the early adopter of products. Okay, if some new product comes, I was the one to go and sign up on the wait list, try it out. Okay, so I have been using AI products for quite some time. I feel they had added more value. So that's why, sorry, like, am I answering the right point? Can you come again with the question? Sorry.
Any specific turning point, like from building a product to I'm solving a human problem?
Yes, I think, I mean, the personal experience itself, like when you go through something and you look for answers around it. Okay, so I think this cannot be solved uh, generally. You need some platform to solve this particular problem which I face. Okay, so that's where I felt uh, this is this exists. So I have talked with a lot of people, and they also had the same issue when I expressed this idea, and they felt, yeah, we really need a product like this, so that could help
Hmm.
us. So that's where it started. That started into a product. So the human interaction, the human need, that got turned out into a product.
So before broadcast, before the product thinking even started, what was your core belief you held about the internet and the human behavior that everything else grew from?
Yeah. So like if you see the internet partner, like I'll tell you exactly. Maybe I'll take a pause. Um, if you see the internet, uh, it's mostly scattered. Okay, so the information that was indexed was contributed from different places. Okay, so that basically doesn't solve the proximity problem. Okay, so
Hmm.
like, so you know more about your locality than everyone else, right? So uh, there are specific things that which doesn't internet solves. Okay, like if I am asking for a cook, okay, if it should not, I mean, someone who gave reply uh, for a cook related to San Francisco will not help me in Delhi, right? So even when someone answers something for Delhi as well, will not solve my locality problem. Okay, so
Hmm.
there is help around us, but there is no such thing that connects. Okay, so internet has solved the information problem, the accessibility problem. So it was the foundation. Okay, but when it comes to specific requirements and use cases, it didn't solve. Okay, so if
Hmm.
you see the AI models also, these models were built on the data that is specific to the global, not to the locality. So there is an information loss. Like if you see the whole data, if you take it out, uh, I'm just putting numbers. Maybe it might be like I need to course correct it. Maybe 15 to 20% was on the internet. Okay, so
Hmm.
most of the data that happens in a daily communication, or the data that exists in your locality is not indexed. Okay, so which is very crucial, which is very specific to that particular place. So that need a proper way to index. Okay, so and also the data that is exists in the internet is not real time. Okay, there is proprietary data, there is public data, that this information changes by time. Okay, so uh, that is not captured. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that's it.
I agree. Like there is a very, interesting psychology behind what broadcast is trying to solve. Like I know that people trust Google. People also know that somewhere deep down that Google does not know their neighborhood properly.
Correct,
So
correct,
right.
correct. So you think of a small vendor. I'm just
Uh-huh.
giving an example. Okay, so you have a small vendor in your locality. Okay, he has a good sourcing
Hmm.
of the product. Okay, uh, but to amplify his business, or that small uh, things that he do, there was no, he couldn't go on Google and register a business. That requires uh, lot of process. Like he need to understand how this thing works. He need to go and do it. But a platform like broadcast doesn't need. Like if if you see the current India is also building models for different languages. Okay, so like
Hmm.
local languages. So if we could have a one particular model that we could use on top of what we have right now on broadcast, so we could solve the locality problems that can be the small vendor can amplify his business, have discovery. People can discover his business in an easy way. Think of it like uh, big businesses will always do. They do the marketing. They have the presence on the internet. They have different ways to do it. But think of a small vendor who has good sourcing, good product, and he doesn't have a way to amplify his things. So maybe broadcast will help here. He could, if someone asking, can you help me buy natural cooking oil?
Hmm.
Okay. So if I am a small vendor, I'm basically preparing that oil using raw material, okay, which is very natural form, and I could just serve that particular need, right? So so that is where we wanted to uh, solve. One is to solve the locality problem where you have help, you can ask something, and we could also help businesses, small vendors who doesn't need to do anything, just be present on that platform. And uh, and maybe going forward we could launch it in multiple languages, so that increases the accessibility. Yeah.
Nice. Any specific type of questions you think that should never be answered by search engine alone?
So even if you see broadcast, okay, so broadcast is in broadcast, AI is a moderator. AI is not answering anywhere. Okay. So it's the human that answers. Okay. AI is making things easy. Let's say uh, sometimes when someone asks you a question, you don't know what to basically present. You know answer, but you don't know how to present it. Okay. So AI helps you to present it. Let's say I asked you what is the best restaurant near me.
Hmm.
Okay. So you just answered, uh, try try some Mayfield. I'm just giving an example in Hyderabad. So try Mayfield. You just said Mayfield, but you require locality, the address of that particular thing. So AI helps here, saying like, thanks for present giving the answer. Could you give me the address of that particular restaurant? So
Hmm.
that will help the user. So it's just uh, improving the answer quality by asking retrospective questions to the user. Okay, like specific questions that user is missing, the context part.
Context. The
Even
intent is missing.
intent is missing. So even when you ask the question, let's say I'm saying, what's the best restaurant? Okay,
Hmm.
restaurant can be anything. It can be Chinese, it can be Japanese, it can be Indian, South Indian, North Indian. So there are different things, and AI doesn't know that.
Hmm.
So A doesn't know that, and user, like if someone want to answer it with a good quality, so the clarity of the question need to be better. So that's why we were using AI. So AI is acting as a moderator, saying that, so it's good. You want best restaurants. What type of food you prefer? Okay, so is it for you or for a family? Um, is it for lunch or a dinner? So these specific questions it will ask and generate a uh, clarified question that can be broadcasted and understood by others properly. Okay, when you ask a vague question, find me a restaurant, that will not help. I mean,
Hmm.
users cannot help to answer it. It can be, I mean, if you see uh, the variation in answering, that can be reduced. Okay, that can be drilled down to one particular point. So that was the idea. So we were just AI is acting as a moderation layer. So
Nice.
acting as a moderation layer help you to uh, search the indexes. Okay, like there are different answers existing in the knowledge base, let's say. So we were indexing every information. So initially, let's say you asked a question and someone answered. When someone else comes and asks the same question specific to that same locality, we would be able to retrieve that information and provide it. So for that, we require agentic systems uh, to analyze present answers in a better format. So AI can never replace anything. AI just helps people uh, in making things happen for them in a better way.
Agree. So, when you were in the early stages of building this, what part of the idea felt the most uncertain? Where did you think this could completely fall apart?
I think the initial traction. So it is always a chicken and egg problem. Okay, so like uh, a platform, if a platform need to be useful, so like us, I mean like broadcast. So we need people on to be the platform on the platform. Okay, so there should be people asking question and someone to answer it. Okay, so it's a like if you have one, it is very hard to like you need to have both at the same time. Okay, so that's where I think that is one particular point. Apart from that, I think we have solved the layer. So what's required for this communication to happen at the scale, we have solved it.
I want to go a bit philosophical for a moment.
Okay, done.
The internet is extraordinary at storing information right now. So you can
Yeah,
find almost anything that has ever been written down there.
yeah.
So, but if you have talked about a gap between storing information and understanding the context, what does that distinction mean to you, and why do you think that the traditional internet got so good at one and not at the other?
Yeah, I think so. As I said before, I think internet has solved the foundational part. Okay, so the information sharing part.
Hmm.
I and now it comes to the context and intent. Okay,
Hmm.
so if you see, um, if you see even the AI models, okay, so these AI models require, I mean, able to answer better when they have proper context. Okay,
True.
so it is. So, uh, so I think that's where things start uh, mattering. Okay, so now if you see all the AI products right now, or the how the information, I mean, the attitude towards information is shifting. Um, it is towards context. Okay,
Hmm.
context matters more. Okay, so the initial internet has solved the foundational layer where you will be able to share information. Okay, it's one on one, and basically people will be able to like let's say when two people are talking to the on a chat on a WhatsApp, it is contextual. So they have some information that is specific to each other that they were sharing. Okay, and if you see, I mean, these are evolved. Like the initial internet was serving web pages. Okay, then now the apps uh, like WhatsApp or Instagram that connects people and shares some context. Now with the AI part, where context became more important because these models, the models were built using the data that exists in the internet. Okay, that doesn't have the context. Okay, so my requirements are different from yours. So the requirements requires the context. What I do or what specifically that is unique to me. So the uniqueness is the context. So I think the internet is shifting towards it, like uh, solving specific things, specific requirements, and that's why if you see, I always feel like to like we invented AI to increase the productivity, and the hallucination came. Okay, hallucinations came to solve the hallucinations. We added we built another solution called contextualization. Okay. So I think the whole internet is going to change a lot. Okay, so it's not going to be what's till now, what we have till now. The next 10 years, it's going to be more intent specific. Okay, so the information is scattered across multiple applications. If you see, um, you have Gmail, you have Slack, you have GitHub. So there is some discussion that is happening on Slack and some discussion happening on GitHub, but both are relevant. So, so the next coming things were like mixing this context, like uh, what do you call systems that work across the across the context. So because it matters, like the AI solved it, like it can reason properly when it has proper context. So these products are going to merge, like all these systems are going to merge. So someone else is going to build a system that basically connect to different sources of internet and reason over it and provide intent based actions. So context matters. That's what all I can say. Yeah. And just like before going to the next question, like what I'm saying is relevantly I mean giving the answers to the question or I'm deviating. Just let me know if I'm deviating.
No, no, everything is fine.
Hmm.
Okay. You can be a little bit more louder if
Sure, sure,
possible.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So your next question is, if you were going to draw a line, what kind of questions do you believe should never be? I think we did that, bro.
Maybe I
Mm,
have answered it.
yeah,
You didn't ask, but I have answered it.
you have already answered it. Okay, so we will cut this part out. And next question is like, here is a paradox that I think a lot of people feel, but struggle to name it. Like, we live in the most information rich era in the human history, and every answer is theoretically accessible, and yet people still make bad decisions, still feel lost, still do not know who to call at what point of time. And why do you think that happens?
I think there are many factors to this question. Okay, so like uh, it's not always the information. Okay, so
Mhm.
information is there, like you have the information, uh, you have the insights, but still there are different things that act in the middle, the emotion, um, your ability to contextualize that information, I mean understand it, reason over it, and then take action, because the real world is so random. I think everything is very random. Okay, so like the way we take decisions, sometimes information helps, sometimes intuition helps. So it's going to be mix of it, and uh, I mean how rational you are about the information, how accurate the information is, what's your source. So all these things matters. So it's not just you having the information, that will not solve the. That's why if you see people who got success, so everyone has the same access. Like if you see, I have the cloud access, you have the cloud access. When you have an idea, you could build over it. Okay, so if you see two people working on similar ideas, so some succeeds, some doesn't. So there are n number of parameters that basically comes into the play when you do something. Okay, so but eventually what you learn through this particular process, how you uh, how you learn your mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and how you take decisions, that all matters. So information doesn't solve everything, so everyone has same access, because I think now everything got democratized. Okay, with the AI, so the information is democratized, but who builds on top of it matters, and how they are understanding it, because uh, even I feel currently in India, the amount of people who understand this AI systems and utilize it to achieve something, it's very low. Okay, so uh, I think AI has made information more democratic way. I mean, like it has, because if you see these models are built on top of this information, okay, that got scattered in different places, but they somehow structured the data and basically build these models. Okay, so that has information, and you have sources, but the way you take decisions on top of it, uh, there there are different parameters that comes in. Emotion comes in, the rational way you think, the intuition comes, and the environment, uh, where you are, okay, where you are and whom you are with. All these things matters.
Totally agree. I don't, just correct me if I'm going away from our topic. I just have one question. Like one, I'm using ChatGPT. Like I've been using it for past 2 years.
Okay,
ChatGPT knows me very well. Okay,
correct.
he understands what I am into my life right now as a professional, as a personal, even some of the major basic items. Also, he knows that I'm a founder, I'm a mother. He even
Mm,
knows that at what stage my child is in that moment of time when I'm asking a question. So they
mm.
already have the intent and context about us, and such thing is also happening with broadcast as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like
mean,
not
like
on
my
that level.
question is specifically like, for example, I personally like Indian Chinese food. Okay, and I'm asking for some Chinese restaurants, but ChatGPT knows that I am a hardcore vegetarian, so it will,
Mm,
going to rank some Indo Chinese food restaurants near me, specifically based on the vegetarian items, right?
correct.
Automatically, would that broadcast is also going to do that?
Yeah, so like if you see when you started using ChatGPT for the first time, okay, it doesn't have any context. So the context is built over time. So the information it has about you is built over time. The way you interact with it, the question you ask, I mean, the way you answer to it. So it is built over time. So similarly, like if you travel with broadcast for a particular amount of time, so the amount of information you asked and the amount of information you feed about yourself, yeah, definitely it will have the context. So maybe it can show you a preference. Like let's say you ask for a restaurant, it knows that you are a vegetarian. It remembers it and
Hmm.
try to search for restaurants or answers relevant to vegetarian. Okay,
Hmm.
so so context matters because um, I think I'm talking context a lot of time because I was
Totally agree, because
grok.
as a marketer, now right now what we are like, everything has been changed from search engine optimization to this AI engine optimization, and for
Correct,
that before that, like for the SEO part, we used to amplify the keywords part, where we use keywords to tell our
correct,
users, okay, if you are searching for Indo Chinese vegetarian restaurant, so these are the list of restaurants which are available here in your locality, in your location, in your proximity, such kind of thing. But in terms of AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, anything, the thing is, like, they also work on the intent and the person's
correct,
personal behaviors and choices. Like,
correct.
same restaurant, like same Indo Chinese restaurant for you and for me is not going to be the same
Same, correct, correct.
in the same area, in the same suggestion, because it is
Exactly,
also
exactly.
considering the behavior. You might just focus on the quality of food, taste of the food. I also would like to have the ambience, even the child friendly area where the child could sit properly and
Correct,
have the food accordingly. So the type of results that I'll be shown will be related towards my personal intent and
correct.
your behavior would be different. So is that also the way the broadcast is working?
Yeah, like I'll tell you the difference. Okay, like if you search what is the best restaurant, okay,
Hmm.
let's say, um, assuming that the platform has access to your location. Okay, so what it will try to do is it will search for the best restaurant in Hyderabad. Okay, so I have we before we even started building this product, we tested this idea. I have prepared a data set of questions, like more than 100 questions. So I asked all these systems, whether it's Perplexity, whether it's ChatGPT. If you ask them, so they mostly refer the online resources. Maybe like these travel companies are there, like Make My Trip, like those have written a blogs. Okay, someone has written some blog, or they search the maps. Okay, so they try to provide that information. Okay, so even like if you see maps, if you go and use maps, so when you search for restaurant, it will show until maybe 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers. It can also show. But when you try to search with these systems, so they lack one thing is they'll search for the specific place, not around it. Okay, so maybe within a 5 kilometer, 6 kilometer radius, they'll not do it. Okay, so still the information provided by the systems lacks uh, this context. Okay, so they try to answer for a specific question. So they'll have access to your location, they'll try to search it, they'll try to get the information from these blogs, whatever that is there in the internet. But when it comes to the information or human priorities or taste preferences changes by time, everything changes by time. Let's say you go to a restaurant, it was the best, but some cook had changed. So definitely the food taste will change. And people have a different reactions after that. They stop going to that restaurant and they know the experience. But this experience is not indexed anywhere on the internet. So they might give rating on the uh, maps, but the friction was more. Like how many times you have given rating for a restaurant till now? Let's take an example of that. Like you have went to a lot of restaurants, right? How many times you went there and gave the rating? I'm just asking you a question.
Can you repeat?
So you generally went to the restaurants a lot of times, right?
Hmm.
So have you ever given a rating for that particular restaurant on Google
Many
Maps?
times. Many
Many
times.
times. Okay. So, but the thing is, it's very rare. So
Hmm.
mostly, very few people will give ratings, because if you see, I have different group of friends. When I
Hmm.
go, I have asked them like how many times they have given a rating to a restaurant. So it was less.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I think if the food is great and everything is great, it's very less time I have given the review. But if the food was very bad or something bad happened, then definitely I've given the review.
exactly. So it's always the negative reaction, but not about the positive one. Otherwise, you might have given like you someone from the restaurant comes to your table and asks you to
Yes, ask
give
for
us
review.
rating. Okay, so it's a forced one. Like you are basically tend to uh, do it on
Uh,
the in the place itself.
hmm.
But when you come out of it, and if I ask you the honest reply, it will be different. Correct. So that is missing. That information loss is there. That
Hmm.
wrong indexing is happening there. So, but since this platform is anonymous, so you are not know, I don't know you, you don't know me. So you'll feel less insecure in answering questions. Maybe you have a problem with the drainage problem within your locality. Okay. But you want to raise a voice on this particularly. Okay. You ask a question like how many of you are feeling this was a problem. Okay.
Hmm.
If you generally go and ask, they'll feel insecure. They are not able to. answer it because they might get into trouble. Someone else will basically come and maybe some authority come and basically have it make some trouble for them. That's why you feel insecure. You are not willing to answer it. Even on the Google, uh, your name appears. So many people have the friction to give ratings on Google Maps because the name appears, maybe with a different ID, but the name appears, right? For platform like this, uh, like I don't need to know you. You can just answer it with most honesty, with more accurate information. So, and that matters. That information matters. Okay. So even on the Instagram, this is all promoted. Like it's purely promoted. It's not honest reactions. Okay. So even when you want to basically go to that page and comment something, you feel insecure that you will be seen. So I think this one solves that particular problem. That insecurity, if you remove that insecurity, everyone is okay to answer something
Hmm. Agreed.
with the honesty, being honest.
Okay. So, as the next generation of platforms emerges, what role do you believe the communities will play together? Not as user, as the actual architects of the technology they use.
I think it's going to uh, impact a lot. Like if you see, I mean, the way the world is changing right now. Okay, so uh, like people are getting back to this point where trust matters. Okay, like so there is a lot of
With sorry, can you
broken
repeat?
trust. So so if you see like why I'm saying like communities, like if you see prehistoric stage from prehistoric like till now the modern age, uh, it was always the society. I mean, things were evolved in groups. Okay, so as a family, as a community, as a uh, society, like it has evolved into groups because of the principle of trust. Okay, like
Mhm.
somehow it was broken in the middle, and now people have realized that uh, communities matters. So so technology, how technology going to help these communities? So these all groups have some theme. Okay, so the core idea, core belief system they all believe in. Okay, so maybe technology helps to amplify that. For example, let's say like what's our mission? Like we are, you can think of broadcast as a community. Okay, so broadcast is bringing people uh, to answer honesty with honesty, uh, trust. I mean, there are few principles that like we wanted to orient broadcast. So it will be honest. It will be secure. I mean, your what you say is secure, and these all matters to like for a community to grow. So why some people come all together, how they come all together, because you have different opinions and different lifestyle, different things. But when you see people coming together, they come based on a base belief. Okay, so this belief requires amplification. Okay, so the technology will help you to amplify it. For example, broadcast amplifies genuinity, honesty. Okay, so when you are we less insecure, you feel less insecure when you are trying to say something. So I think I could answer for broadcast. Maybe I should think about what other technologies that will help amplifying or helping these communities. How it going to transform these communities? Okay. Um,
Okay.
so if you see one thing, we always relied on specific groups. So we relied on families, we relied on friends. Okay, so We never rely on someone who we doesn't know. Correct. So it's always the close vicinity. So that's why I can't say as a community, but it's all groups. These groups are becoming, as they grow, they become communities.
Great.
So
It
if you
was
see Facebook
nice.
groups worked, if you see Facebook groups work, but the individual things never work. Like as a group, they did. There are a lot of things people are doing right now.
Hmm,
So
agreed.
mm,
Okay, that comes to our last round, which is a rapid fire. So
okay,
you can answer quickly whatever the first thing comes into your mind. Okay.
Okay.
So the first question is search or ask someone you trust.
Ask someone whom I can trust.
Scale
Always.
or depth. What breaks the first in community?
Um, I think scale will never work. It's depth always.
Is always depth. Okay.
Yeah.
One word for today's internet: utility, addiction, or distraction.
I think I have two words: addiction and distraction. So
Distribution built faster than trust. Agree or disagree?
yes, but it breaks after some time.
Hmm. Would you rather own the network or own the data inside?
I think network because data will always generate when you have a network. So it's always evolving.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is more dangerous, wrong information or no context?
Come again?
What is more dangerous, wrong
Mm.
information or no context?
I think wrong information.
Wrong information, okay. Global platforms or local truth, which wins long term?
I think it's going to be local going forward because how the world is evolving right now. I think it's local.
Is anonymity a feature or a bug in communities?
I think it's a feature for me. Since I'm building broadcast, it has to be feature.
Do people want better answers or just the familiar ones?
Better answers. I think, sorry, familiar ones. But uh, they realize it has to be better answers
I
later.
think like I just being a little bit like personal. So whenever I have fight with my husband, I talk to
Mm.
ChatGPT, and
Mm.
ChatGPT agrees that how I am right and my husband is very wrong.
It's always there. That's what, like, ChatGPT is for everyone. So even when your husband comes and asks something, it will basically try to talk on behalf of him, not you. Like
And
maybe if you
even if
combine
he
both contexts,
and even if he also talks to ChatGPT, ChatGPT will tell how I am wrong and he is right.
exactly, exactly. When you mix this both contexts and you try ask a question,
Uh,
then it will hallucinate. Then
Agreed.
yeah,
Okay, if Google disappeared tomorrow, what replaces it first?
Google will never replaced, never be replaced. That's for sure.
Okay. Is AI amplifying intelligence or just flattening it?
It's amplifying.
It's amplifying. Great. What's harder to build, technology or trust?
I think trust.
Always.
Technology easy to build right now with all these AI models. It's become
Hmm.
because I was
Are,
able to experiment 100 things, 100 ideas in a day. But
well,
to have a girlfriend, I think I should not say it. Maybe let's cut it off. Let's cut this one.
okay. So, are we over optimizing for reach or under building for relevance?
I think we are over optimizing for reach.
Okay. Does proximity create truth or just biased?
It creates truth.
A last one. Does the future of internet belong to algorithms or communities?
I think it's communities because already people have seen the effects of algorithms, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. Maybe I'm naming the platforms, but these are very addictive and they cannot get out of this. That's why now people are going out. Like if you see, the offline events are happening a lot
Hmm.
because people lost that connection because of these platforms. Like I have been seeing a lot of people organizing these things, maybe art related, maybe having a coffee, maybe having a date or a coffee. So there are a lot of names that I'm seeing right now. There are a lot of fake IDs. Okay, so uh, people try to express their voice, uh, but to be real, I mean, to be very honesty, so they use the layer as anonymity, like keep a other name. So you don't need to do in this. You can ask anything. You can be very honest, and we will filter out maybe some information that is very harmful for the platform, like maybe um, some bad words, some
That
anything that basically
okay.
disturbs the harmony of the people. So that we were doing, but we'll also need to revisit uh, the moderation part. But that is it. I think the biggest my curiosity for this platform is what people ask when you take the. I mean, you put the anonymity lens. What you ask. So you are also taking the insecure lens
It
out
is
of it.
like a Quora for ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think people try to draw a lot of common points, but I think it is a platform that is contextual, relevant, uh, pro- and a very proximity specific, and it has the moderation, and it has the real value delivery. Like if you see, I have a number of replies for a question, but I want the whole context. Okay, so that's I think yeah, I think it can be. You can say of course the kind of models we were using were from this platform providers. We were also building our own fine-tuned models. We are planning which were in the pipeline, but still. So what ChatGPT uses or what Claude uses, underlying view uses the same thing, and that is powering our system. But the interesting part is it's not the model; it's the context. So like
Mm.
how we are handling the context, how we are handling the information, how we are um, filtering it out, sorting it out, and making it very relevant. That
Um,
matters. So Quora doesn't have the
no,
context
no,
of
I
the user.
understand. It's just
Hmm,
like Google has Quora, and like now this open source AI has what broadcast.
correct, correct.
So that
I think
was my context. So context is important.
I think people now talk. I think I'm seeing the word context everywhere. The internet is getting flooded with this particular
Agreed.
buzzword.
Totally agreed. It's a buzzword. So basically, like for SEO, search engine optimization, we used to filter out some questions from Quora. So now I can filter out some questions for broadcast for AI optimization as well.
Asian. Yeah, yeah, you can do. I think those are more real. Like let's say you are targeting specific people in a specific location. So it also gives you a little more understanding. Okay, like let's say uh, if you try to draw a circle around a specific area and try to see what questions they ask or what
Mhm.
products or services they were interested, so you could build something out of it. So you
Oh,
could
yeah.
see that insight and provide that particular service or particular product. Okay, let's say you are doing marketing and uh, you want to understand the audience, like where your real audience exists for this particular idea. So you can experiment it. You can just ask, we were trying to launch this so and so product. What's your opinion on this? So are you going to use it? it's kind of an interview, uh, a specific interview, like asking people. Let's say if you want to go to that particular place, ask everyone. It is very tough, right? Like, but you can broadcast it. Like someone will be able to provide a response. Maybe 100 replies will help you to like whether you should be marketing it. It saves you
Mhm.
money. It saves you time, right?
Agreed.
So there are a number of use cases, like how people wanted to use it. So that's where we will see how people use this platform for what kind of things they use it,
Great.
and then we help them optimize for it. That's what's the plan. Yeah,
Okay, that's great. So let's plan another meeting once you want to have a marketing partner collaboration
sure,
as well.
sure. Definitely, we need it. I think right now we were planning for uh, um, fundraising. We were in talks. We were in basically.
Show the demo of your broadcast if it's possible.
Yeah, sure. So So this is the thing. I think I'll first explain few features of this particular product and what it does. I opened the wrong one. Yeah. So broadcast is uh, basically AI moderated, and let's say if you have something, you can basically ask it. It will try to search its knowledge base, understand your context and location, and try to provide answers. If you're not satisfied with it, it's always one click away. You can just broadcast it, and it will be basically sent to people based on the context and what they answer and the location. And all these responses are moderated and verified by AI, and it's real time. And it also does the expert matching. Okay, so that's the part, and I'll show you a quick demo of this product. Okay, so if you see, like, you could see how many people are active currently on this platform. So it's one actually. So you could go and ask, like, let's say this particular question. I'm just asking it, like, are there any evening events happening now? So it searches.
So AI will going to ask the communities or it will just give the
No, it will first search the index,
hmm.
the local knowledge base, and the internet. Both. It's a combination of both. So it's saying that I could not find anything near uh, Balaji Towers, but you can still broadcast it. Okay, so then I'll show you. Uh, like it's saying that two users are in there, and it was broadcasting it. Let's say. So if you see, like I'm able to see a question. Okay, so I can go and say that there are events happen near
Okay.
India Gardens. Okay. So it said, like, thanks before sending, it was asking few suggestions. It was asking to add few suggestions. Okay, so like specific types of events available include event times. Like let's say I'm adding. Okay, so said, and I asked it to improve. So it was showing this, and then I said submit this.
I think that is
Okay.
also helpful for the people who want to promote their event, right?
Yes, yes, they can do. They can do. So
Like if
my
I'm organizing an event and near my location, so it is easier for me if the people are already available on this community.
exactly, exactly.
How many total,
So
if you don't mind me asking, how many total users are there for in India?
I think we launched actually 2 weeks back, and we have around 1,000 people as of now, and it's growing. So the daily active users are going, it's week on week, and we were also, as I said, like it's always the chicken and egg problem. Like you
Mm.
want people to be on platform and also to answer on the platform. So that's why we were um, doing different experiments to basically promote the product. So we were starting with colleges, communities like I mean housing communities. We were doing some partnership with these people actually.
Great.
So I have submitted my answer. Let's see. So so if you see, like, this was one reply. Let's say I got five replies like this. So you'll be seeing what's relevant to you. Let's say someone answered something irrelevant to that particular reply.
Okay.
So it gets filtered out, and you'll see a high level summary of all the replies. What's most important? Let's say two people answered about same thing. So you don't need to go through every reply and see it. So it gets summarized, and all relevant context is shown here. So currently there is a community health event, specifically a marathon scheduled to take place on April 2nd at 4:30 p.m. So you'll be seeing high level information like this.
And
Okay,
no
so
user information so that it can be anonymous.
sorry, sorry, you are asking?
The anonymity is also maintained, na?
Correct, correct.
Lovely.
Anonymity is maintained.
So
Like you
I
will
can
never
share
know it.
the links also, na? Like if I'm running a webinar and I want people to come online, I can also promote that as well, right? If somebody's
So,
searching for related information or something like that.
yes, yes, yes. You can do. You can do. So you could see it right in the chart. Like this is where you ask question. Right. This is where you have broadcasted it. Okay, so
Mhm.
you'll be able to see, and there are a lot of other features that are waiting in the dev that we were testing it right now. So I think those will also be launched by this end of this week, and
Okay,
those are platform improvements, search improvements that we are doing. Yeah,
great, great.
yeah.
I
Thank you,
think this
thank you,
is amazing. Shiva, thank you not just
thank
for
you,
what
thank you.
you are building, but also for thinking at a scale uh, that, but also what you are thinking.
Yeah,
And this conversation has been exactly what this show is made for. So if you want to learn more about the broadcast or get involved in the beta, links are shown in the notes. And if today's episode made you think differently about the knowledge living right outside your door, share it with someone in your neighborhood. That feels right for this one. So, this is AIBB, and I'm your host. And I hope I'll see you in the next episode. AIBB is produced and supported by Aspire Ads. Aspire Ads help B2B companies in AI, SaaS, fintech, and cloud infrastructure generate real demand, not just impressions. From performance marketing campaigns to enterprise demand generation, they build a system that moves pipelines. Find them at Aspire Ads. And if you are a founder or CMO listening to it, they already know how to talk to people like you. We have to, give sponsored their their platform as well because they are kind of sponsoring it.
okay.
So it was great talking to you, Shiva. It was amazing to hear and understand what broadcast is doing right now. And I'm very excited to use your product as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Um, I think some questions actually made me think, introspect back on ideas that I didn't think before, and I had great time talking to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. See you for the next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. Bye.